From the Bowery King's rise to power, to Akira hunting down Kane to avenge his father, here are some of the biggest spin-offs fans want to see from John Wick. Starting with the Bowery King. I mean, who doesn't want to see Lawrence Fishburne in the John Wick universe again? I know that I've been dying to see more of him ever since The Matrix, and plenty of other fans feel the same way, especially since he didn't return for the new Matrix film. I mean, we've seriously been deprived of seeing him and Keanu Reeves on the screen together. But enough about that. In the John Wick universe, Fishburne plays the iconic Bowery King, the very same person who controls almost the entirety of everything that goes on in the underground world of New York City.
1811, 45 ACP, 7-round capacity.
While you do get to see a bunch of him in the main films, there's no denying that there's a lot of story and backstory that the character himself has. Something that fans have been dying to know more about. Plus, a great idea for a spin-off would be to show how he rose to power. That would, of course, include a war between all other leaders in the same city. Or hey, it could even be a story about how he rose from nothing, ultimately leading to him basically being the king of the city. There's definitely a lot of potential with the character, and I, for one, am down to know more about him. But not as much as I want to know about Nobody's story. Shamir Anderson's Nobody is arguably one of the best parts of the most recent film. Someone who starts off by hunting down Wick, but then changes sides as both realize that their dogs are precious to them. Though Wick saving his boy might have helped the two get along better, if not completely changed their mind about each other. There's no denying that everyone absolutely loves him, and that seeing him in a spin-off would be incredible. Imagine this, you finally get to see him take on his personal missions and jobs, all the while he's working his way up to finally getting his dream house, getting the life that he's been working so hard for all this time. There's no denying that both you and I just want to see him finally have a good life with his dog. Plus, since he's kind of obsessed with Wick, there's a high chance that he bumps into other major characters, such as Winston, along with other assassins that he takes on and eventually defeats, until he is the best out there, and no one can even come close to him. It certainly would make for a really interesting spin-off, something that wouldn't just be fun, but would also give you more information about the character and the John Wick universe. That brings me to another major character in the franchise, Sophia. While she isn't around in the most recent entry of the franchise, there's no denying that she has been more than just instrumental to Wick's story. I mean, she straight up has 2 dogs. While that's badass in itself, they also help her beat up her enemies. Plus, she met the Elder. It was a big loss that she wasn't in the recent film. There's no denying that the two made one of the best duos in the entire franchise. But I know for a fact that there's much more to the character. Fans would love to know more about her backstory, how she turned into the badass that she is, along with any other details that the team can give, especially since she's such an important part of it, with her daughter hiding from some of the most dangerous things out there, and since only John knows where she is. Honestly, I think it would make an incredible spin-off, just to show off how the character got to where she is. On the other hand, it could also take a completely different take, lightly hinting at what really happened and why her daughter is in hiding, to then show fans how she gets her back, along with all of the problems that come along with that approach. All the while, she's going to be pursued by the High Table. Sign me on! But that's far from the character fans want to see more of. Cassian definitely has a lot of potential. There aren't a lot of people out there in the John Wick universe that can hold their own against the main character himself. But Cassian has not only held his own against him once, but 2 whole times. The last time that you saw him was in the second film. While sitting on a train, he had a knife sticking in his aorta. Ouch! After that, there hasn't been much of him in the films, which was a huge disappointment to a lot of people out there. You would think that someone so fierce would at least have a cameo in the latest films, but sadly not. It's high time that a character so incredible finally gets a spin-off that talks more about his personal struggles. Of course, with a lot of action in between. Why else would anyone watch a John Wick film in the end? Plus, he's got some unfinished business with Wick that would make for an incredible movie. Not just that, but the character could have shown up with Bowery King, showing Wick that he's grateful that he let him live, ultimately helping him out or something as a form of repaying for that deed. Even if he's not getting his own spin-off, though he more than deserves it, it would be an incredible time to see him in the universe again. On the other hand, you've got Akira. For any of you who might not know, Akira is Koji's daughter from the most recent entry in the franchise, John Wick 4. In the film, her father is assassinated by Kane, who then told her that if she wanted to get revenge, a spin-off story with the character could dive deeper into her backstory, showing you exactly what led her down that path. Not just that, but it could also segue into her future adventures, one where she's tracking her dad's killer down to put an end to him, once and for all. On the other hand, she could also find out more about his reasons for killing Koji.
Look at me.
Ultimately leading to a friendship, or at least a partnership between the two, leading to a bunch of adventures that the two of them can go on together and kill a bunch more people. In fact, the team behind the films has even talked about it being a real possibility, not to mention Kane and his adventures. While yes, you could put Kane and Akira in a film together and call it a day, but the character is so complex and interesting that he deserves his own film. Who doesn't want to learn more about why he started his life of crime and then went on to kill Koji? Plus, it could give viewers more insight into what the character is really like when he's not off killing people, of course. You get to learn about the John Wick universe, but from a completely different perspective. Now, who doesn't want to see that? I know for a fact that I do. It's not long before you finally get to hear about more spin-offs that the team might be working on. But until then, you can always go through the rest of the incredible films that they've put out. That's been a look into the John Wick spin-off movies that fans really want to see. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please comment down below which character you'd like to see a spin-off for, and which John Wick chapter was your favorite. There's plenty to choose from, trust me, so there really is no wrong answer here. Go ahead and give it a shot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.